storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page light is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that was trying to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
I don't know, man. I don't like this. You want to walk up there or you want to go back? I don't think we can make it.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Monday. Monday. We're right in the middle of July 4th holiday, right? You have a lot of places over the weekend were doing their fireworks. A lot of 4th of July celebrations going on. But tomorrow's the 4th. So it's a BOGO holiday. You know how we like to use the word BOGO all the time. It's a BOGO holiday. July 4th lasting for a week. How about that? So, what's up? No dogs today. We had to put them up at the vet. So we'll pretend this is Hunter. He's about the same size. This is Emily's first puppy dog. I show it all the time. Rusty, the dog, is no longer with us. Which how many of y'all remember Rusty? But Rusty ate the nose off. So this is our dogs. We'll have the dogs back tomorrow for the 4th of July. So it is our daily brew, though. We're going to talk some wet weather as I knock everything off my table here. Books are flying. We'll talk some weather. Tropics are quiet. Good morning, Miss Shelley. Shelley, our admin on the backside over there. Hey, Emily got an email from Coco. Shelley, we might be over there, your neck of the woods more, if she takes it. All right, so this is our daily brew. We talk weather. We say hi to our friends. It's a long little get-together when the tropics are happening and when they're not happening. And right now, they're not happening. Tom put his Rusty down. That's sad, man. Sorry, Tom. What's up, Reed? What's up, Mr. Eric? Man, the Rays bullpen let us down, man. That was an ugly inning. When he walked 2 or 3, hit a couple batters. That was bad. What's up, Mr. James Fort? Happy birthday, James Gibson. Sports, good morning over there. Wanda, I'm looking at YouTube. So we're streaming live. This is our Daily Brew, brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits for the 5th year in a row. Where were you 5 years ago? That's how long ABC's been sponsoring our page, and we really appreciate them. And they're big Floridians. Great family-owned business right here in our great state of Florida. They proudly stock Tampa Bay Brewing Company along with the best chips and salsa in the planet. And we're going to the Rays game tomorrow, and I'll be visiting my ABC to get some salsa because I love chips and I love salsa. So here's the map. We're going to look at this. There's nothing cooking. We're going to say hello for a few minutes. NASCAR race, man, that was interesting. Breezy over there on YouTube mentions. It was pretty exciting. How about the dude that won, man? I don't even know how to say his name. I knew he was from New Zealand. But, man, he absolutely schooled those NASCAR drivers. Like, he outbraked them going to those corners. I mean, he was like watching poetry in motion, man. It was exciting. I actually wanted Haley, the kid. He did really good, man, for not really, he won Daytona one time with rain. Miss Diane, good morning. What's up? Kevin, Brian Morris, Les NASCAR was. The streets were cool, man. I read to read. Hey, good morning there, Miss Vicky Hill. What's up? Ashley Nagel, good morning. Dan, what's up? Next Saturday, David's cruising. Candy Knowles. Don't forget, we got our cruise coming up. Yeah, that's the fake Hunter. I bet you Hunter's the same size. Mary Krause, thank you for that. Phillies at Rays. Yeah, we got to get our mojo back. So, but anyway, tropics are quiet. First thing you do in the morning when I wake up is obviously go to Mike's Twitter page. I don't know you Twitter fans out there, but they're messing around with these views and stuff. Now my Twitter list doesn't embed, and that's everybody's Twitter list. So I'm gonna give it a few days, but man, that would stink because that was the coolest thing ever. So if you're going to the Twitter page, you can still click view on Twitter. This is all my favorite people that tweet. You can still click on that and you'll get it to pop up. These are all the tweets of weather people. So, but we'll see if it comes back. But first thing you do, of course, you look at here, open image, new tab. This is it. Tropics, boom, nothing cooking. 7 days. This theoretically means we won't have anything tropical through next weekend. So we'll keep an eye on it. Long range models are not showing much. We highlighted a lot about this wave here. We talked about it a lot. This wave did indeed. If you go back, we were talking about this last week. So the models did a really good job. This wave did come across. And here we are on the 3rd, which was always that timeline. And there you go. So it's a wave. There's nothing tropical with it. NHC would have marked it if it had any chance of being tropical. There's a lot of winds down there. You can check these out, really get a sense of what's going on lower level. And here you go. So a lot of trade winds down that neck of the woods and just a little bump. But there you go. Strong winds blowing this convection across towards lower or lesser Antilles. Into the Trinidad, Tobago, ABC Islands will be getting some rain here the next few days from this tropical wave. So that's it. There's really no spinach. That's what you do. You look at all the maps and see. And right now there's nothing showing. So, and it's hot. Yeah, I know the Braves passed the Rays. Blah 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 blah. Kevin Gomez, good morning. I think we need more street racing. That was neat. Imagine like Atlanta. That'd be cool. Miami. Definitely got to bring it to the South. The fans would, there'd be a lot more fans in the South. But Miami, Fort Lauderdale would be cool. Tampa. Hell, let's bring it to Tampa Bay, man. Why not Tampa Bay? Tampa's got some of the most history with racing. I mean, we got racetracks everywhere in Tampa Bay. The Florida East Coast has Homestead and Daytona. So let's bring it to Tampa Bay and do a street race in Tampa Bay. Chris, yeah, St. Pete, why not? Have them go up and down the Skyway. That would be cool. Maybe. They could crash. That wouldn't be too cool. All right, so there's that. And the tropics maps, too. We always tease this map. It sniffs out things that are very even remotely possible, meaning like 0.1% chance, and there's nothing. Now, it doesn't mean it can't change. It just means the next few days there's nothing really cooking. Next tropical wave coming off of Africa was getting a little model support the other day off of some long-range Euro models. This coming off right now. But it's, very, very low chance right now. There's still a lot of wind shear, a lot of dust out there. Remember last year? Let me show up this graphic. So this was a graphic from last year. This is how things shaped up 2022. So remember last year, dirt's for racing, asphalt's for getting there. Yeah, I kind of agree. Dirt racing is fun. I watched Smoking the Bandit with Julie. We were in the car. We were at Daytona this weekend, Daytona State softball. Emily had a softball tournament. It was beautiful over that neck of the woods. So the reason I was posting Daytona, we had softball. That's why there's no dogs. But we watched Smokey and the Bandit in the car while we were waiting. It was so cool. I don't think Julie's ever seen it. I don't know what it is, man. I laugh. That is one of those movies you can just watch over and over and over again. I mean, Jackie Gleason makes it. He's the man. Bill, I appreciate your nice compliment, man. Best wishes to you too, sir. I like it when he lost his hat. I hope your damn head was in it. I probably should. All right, so let's talk about last year. So this was last year's map, and it's a cool map because it kind of shows you the timeline of each month where the storms were, how long they lasted. So last year, we had a brief Alex in June. We had a brief tropical storm Bonnie and Colin in July. They're short-lived. But look what happened. 1st of July, July 3rd, it started, which made me think of today, July 3rd, 2022. We didn't have anything all the way through August. We did have one name system. Now, we did have an invest, I think, at the end of August, and they named it, I believe, right after end of September 1st. So look at that stretch of July and August. Now, July is usually slow. Going back with NASCAR races, back when they were racing on July 4th, which they should still be. That was our weekend of family. Like, why did they take NASCAR out of July 4th weekend? That was it, man. Firecracker 400, man. But anyway, I don't think Firecracker 400 was ever called because of tropical. And you would think being in Daytona Beach in July, you would think they're going to get hit with tropics. No, July typically is slow. Typically slow. So last year we had nothing in July and August. 2 months. That was every headline. What's going on? Oh my God. And then all of a sudden we had a very active end of the season. Only difference this year is two things. One, El Nino. El Nino is expected to lower the number of storms late season. But the other thing that we have is those water anomalies are still pretty hot. And they still are hot, and they're getting hotter. Gulf's back to being above average again. Last week it wasn't. We talk about this, how those water temperatures flip a switch so fast. And with that heat dome that we had over us for the last week, Gulf of Mexico's really got warm again. So nobody really knows. Last year was supposed to be one of the most active seasons ever. We were in a third year La Nina, and look, they don't even know what happened. Well, we knew what happened. Waves were coming off Africa. They were running into a lot of dust. They were a little higher latitude. There just wasn't any systems. And it was supposed to be a lot of systems, and they don't know why. Then they're like, now it's because it's third year La Nina. Well, whatever. That's what I'm saying, man. No one ever knows in the tropics. Supposed to have been busy, it wasn't busy. Then it kind of ended up busy. So what happened last year, busy toward the end of the year, and then, of course, Ian. We all remember Ian. We had Fiona, too. Fiona was one of the worst hurricanes ever for Nova Scotia, Canada there. So Fiona was a Cat 4. Then we had Ian and Cat 5. And we had some more pop up after that. But then, of course, we had Nicole in November, which was technically only a tropical storm. It was a low pressure. I'm still have a hard time believing it was 970s, how it couldn't have the winds, but it was more surface winds versus, higher up winds, or higher probably. But Nicole was still a big storm, brought in a lot of damage to Florida East Coast. So never let your guards down. Things can happen quick. Don't fall asleep because we're in a lull. Lulls are common, and like I said, looking back at the history of storms here, this is kind of everything in a nutshell. Where we're at, we're about right here. Typically slow. So, don't think we're not going to get anything. It's just typically slow in July. Anyway, so that's all I got to say about that. Fred Genie was the dog. I love it when he came out of the, they call it a choke and puke. But when he came out and ran over the motorcycles. Thank you, Mr. Sherman. Happy 4th of July for you too, buddy. Katie, Haley, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Keisha, good morning from Jamaica. Hey, you might get some rain out of this wave that's entering there in a couple days. I'll take a look at that. What's up, Mr. Richard Sanford? Coffee? Yeah. All right, so that's where we're at. Tropics are slow there. Let's see what else we can pull up here. So the heat's slowly disappearing. Let's talk about that. Rainfall's slowly going to come back in the picture. We look at all these tropics maps and stuff. We went over everything, so there's really nothing in tropics to talk about. Here's the heat map for today. And yes, it's still hot, but we're not seeing that huge heat dome like we did see it. It's finally moving off to the south and the east. Still hot across Florida and East Coast today. These are heat advisories all the way from Florida to southern Virginia there. But overall, things are slowly coming back down to normal, which is still hot. But we're not seeing those obsessive heat warnings that we were seeing. Storms today. You can get an idea what's cooking today. We got things brewing west to east. A couple lines of storms expected. Could be tornadoes. They got a little bit of risk, maybe North Carolina northward, but low chances overall. Just thunderstorms, but this could last into the night. So I was looking at some future radar and the modeling showing possible overnight tonight. So we could still get some storms developing across middle parts and even the East Coast. And I will do some future radar. So anyway, this is storm map for today. Tomorrow, things are more hanging out up north. A little bit of storms expected tomorrow. And that's July 4th. And then the 5th, kind of the same. So things are kind of blocking here in the south. Everything's stationed to north, middle parts of the U.S. the next few days. And, no huge risks expected the next few days as far as anything too bad. But July 4th anyway. Here's July 4th. Only tornado outlooks tomorrow. Out west are flyover states. And wind across there tomorrow. Hail. Yeah, you always get a hail chance. Any big thunderstorms can produce hail. Hail! Yeah. Here's that water anomaly map. Let's look at some of these for a little bit. This is an interesting map. I always like this one on Tropical Tidbits. This is your 7-day average. And this is basically the trend in the last week. And it's pretty obvious, right? We've had that big hot high heat dome over the middle part, central part of the U.S. That brought in a lot of heat. So our Gulf was staying cool there for a little bit, but with that heat that we're experiencing, the heat came back quite a bit. This is your 7-day anomaly map change, and you can see that the upper Gulf has warmed up quite a bit. Overall anomalies, let's go ahead and take a look at Tropical Tidbits here, and let's look at the whole northern Atlantic. And you can still see here that most of the Atlantic is still warm. These winds here, though, that been strong, help cool off some of this area here. So, but this is way above normal. Gulf's way above normal. Western Atlantic's way above normal. These are, in my opinion, the spots we're going to have to watch here. Western Atlantic more than ever this year. And always the Gulf. But the water, water temperatures are hot. Warmer, but that was interesting. I wanted to bring that up. Gulf's, last week the Gulf was showing blue because we had a lot of, cold fronts and strong northeast winds. But that heat dome has brought the temperatures back up quite a bit. In fact, let's take a look at some data buoys. Buoy. There's aviation weather. Where the hell's my buoy map at? It's way in the bottom, I think. River forecast, buoy data. Buoy. Buoy, buoy. All right. All right, let's see some latest official temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's 80. Oh, my computer just fired up. What's up with that? It never does that. All right, let's take a look at Clearwater Beach. Water temp 88.7. Can't really see that on my screen here probably. Let me see if I can small it. Nope. Anyway, there it is. All right, 88.7. Water temp in Clearwater. Venice water temperature 86. Oh, let's get closer down to Fort Myers 80. And we didn't have a water temperature map. All right, let's go down to Naples here. Naples is 88. So yeah, let's take a old Key West here. 90 degrees down in Key West. Almost bath water. Panama City Beach, water temp is 84. When I was up there, it was in the 70s. Warmed up quick. 85. So, there you go. Let's take a look at Louisiana. New Orleans, 85. Take a look at Mississippi here, 88. What if I got any buoys out there in that warm loop current right here? Let's see what this one is. No, they don't even have water temperature. Anyway, you get the idea. 86. Yeah, it's hot. All right. Doesn't mean anything. All right, rainfall. Let's take a look at some storms coming. What's going on in the next couple days? Let's definitely start zoning in on July 4th. Tomorrow, if you got any fireworks, just check out. Let's do the Gulf region here and look at today. There's a few places today doing fireworks. What was the deal? Cape Canaveral had a big one cancel yesterday, Shelly. That was sad, right? Hey, loop current. We can talk about loop currents. Let's take a look. Yeah, 90 degrees, man. Pool's 100, Dawn says. 88's our magic number. We were in the pool yesterday, actually. It's fine. I don't know if anybody's like child alert. Oh, jeez. Everybody's phones are going off now. Or is it? What? Is this only for Florida? So how many of Florida's phones just went off? We just got a Amber Alert, or I don't know what kind of alert it was. Child alert. So did anybody's phones just go off? It's usually some county far, far away. Carrie. It's like, I don't even know where that county is. Everybody's going off now. We interrupt this weather. It's surround sound. Kiki. I know, I wonder what it's like in school or something when everybody's phones go off. DeVol County. All right, Kyle. Imagine if like you were in school, right, and you no phone policy, and all of a sudden all these kids' phones start going off. Busted. Hi, so here's the weather today. We had some July 4th. I think tonight Madeira Beach is doing theirs down at Madeira Beach. So we got, this is basically afternoon tonight. So here, this is everything in a nutshell. Obviously, afternoon storms. Right now there's nothing. Fast forward to about 2, 3, 4 o'clock tonight. Boom, there you go. You can just see the general areas getting into storms. We got 2 different lines setting up. One inland here across Carolinas, Virginia, and then we got coastal. And then we got, of course, middle Florida. Normal afternoon stuff. And they're just going to hang around. Not a lot of wind. We don't really have, the steering currents are kind of weak. So the storms in Florida today are just going to stay in the middle part of the state. But this flow is pretty good. The jet stream is definitely dipping here, allowing this flow here. So you can see that's going to happen today. See that? So there you go. Storms today. Random storms. West to east. Florida's kind of in a pocket of nothing. And then tomorrow, so we go out to tomorrow evening. Yeah, we can almost get there. All right, so let's give it a few more minutes to load here. And we'll get a good, accurate forecast tomorrow night for fireworks. Rainfall totals, at least we can look at. Let's take a look at that. Rain today is not a lot. Here it is. Rainfall today. Primarily middle Florida and your east coast states. And again, anything, unless you're seeing purple, everything's blue's around an inch. Light green's nothing, up to half an inch. So not a lot of organized systems out there today. Rainfall tomorrow, July 4th, and very light. You know, we touched on this last week, but rainfall's kind of light. That's great. If you got any July 4th plans tomorrow, Tuesday, that's your rainfall totals. Not a lot expected for Wednesday or Tuesday. That's the wrong button. Hang on. This model map. All right. So another map we can look at here. Let's take a look at tomorrow across the U.S. and look at 24-hour rain map. So here is basically through tomorrow night. There's your hot spots. Not a lot. Look at out west, man. Nothing out west. Nothing in Texas tomorrow. So let's zoom into the southeast and see the rainfall tomorrow. And that's probably your best map right there. So that's it, man. Look at that. So here's your expected rain totals tomorrow, July 4th. And that's it. Anybody doing fireworks? All right, so what else somebody wants to know about the loop current. Here's the loop current. We were following this last week. And nope, not yet. So there's our loop current. Part of the jet stream, or Gulf Stream. Trying to close off. Make a little loop eddy out there. But this is definitely helping warm up these waters too in the Gulf of Mexico. I showed this last week too, man. This is pretty fascinating. You got these little spinners out here in the Atlantic. They break off and they just kind of do their own thing. They actually looks like they form this way, then they kind of get wrapped up around both of them. So yeah, that's what they do. Little mini vorticities out here. But if you ever look at the temperature maps, you can really see how they follow that Gulf Stream. And there's a cool map I got here. I think I got a satellite map here of, I did. Yeah, this one kind of shows it. Let's see if we get a little closer to the U.S. It's the East Coast U.S. How about this one? Nope. Yep, there it is. Okay. So this is cool. This is a surface satellite map showing water temperatures, and you can see how the Gulf Stream rides up the East Coast here, and it's definitely hotter. You got a lot of shallow shelves here across the East Coast, and that keeps things kind of cool. Coastal waters brings in some of this colder temps to the north, but there's your Gulf Stream, and you can see that little loop eddy breaking off here, off the Carolina coast. So there you go. Water temps, nutshell 101. So we talked about our little tropical blob. Let's look at some models. Let's look at tropical tidbits. Let's take a look at any possibilities popping here. I don't think there's anything. Models did a great job on this wave making it across Africa, though, because it's there. So let's kind of zoom in on this a little bit for our friends in the Caribbean and see if that moisture is going to make it. So obviously today we're watching this blob of moisture through the day today, Monday. It's going to cross through tomorrow. And it does look like it's going to make some of the islands midweek. So Wednesday it could make Jamaica. Might make the Caymans Thursday. So that's it. Tropics. Nothing. Tropical juice. Icon. Let's take a look. There's a big old juicy wave down here through today, tomorrow. And it's going to try to make it to Jamaica by Wednesday. High pressure over the southeast. Let's take a look at this. That high pressure has moved on out of here. Kind of look back last week here. We can probably see this. How far back can we go here? Well, there it is yesterday. There's Friday, June 30th. You can see it. So there's that strong high pressure dome that we had over top of the middle Gulf there, creating this bubble of, storms to the north, things quiet in the south, and a lot of heat. And these winds blowing across the state here, Florida, keeping it warm on the west coast. But you can see the high pressure just slowly getting on out of here through the weekend, and it kind of just dissolved. And now we just have a jet stream pattern kind of back to normal, which could bring up the moistures a little bit more for the south and the east. So the jet stream definitely dipping a little bit back to a normal kind of flow here. And that's why we have storms the next few days. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Nothing really looking long range on the east side. There's more storms in the middle part of the U.S. for Thursday. Let's look at some individual more rainfall. So 5-day rain map kind of coming up. Here's your 5-day rain map. Get a little more juicy. Texas still dry, though. Not good for Texas. So here's rainfall through Saturday morning. Kind of normal looking. Man, it's blocking out west, so there's nothing. So if you want to go where there's no rain, nothing. California ain't going to get a drop this week. Washington or Oregon. Or Nevada. Mexico. Man, so dry. Current drought. Let's see what old Texas looks like. This is your current drought maps. They usually, it's not too bad. I've seen it worse. Middle part of the state, extreme drought, so they need the water bad. Middle part of the state. There's your current drought map. Florida's pretty much normal again. We're normal. Wasn't that long ago? Remember last year, North Carolina had a lot of dry spots along the coastal areas. We were in red not too long ago on the Florida West Coast, but we're pretty much moderately dry. But we had that little spout of rain there a couple weeks ago, and it kind of gave us numbers back to normal. Hey, Darcel Wright, Burlington. That IndyCar crash was scary. Yes, it was. That thing. I saw that, Shelly. I got a buddy that actually does that for a living. He's an engineer. Wendy's car didn't have a good day, Eric. Nope. James, yep, I'm not going to light any. Mike didn't say the alert. No. You're right, Shelly. Most times the alerts are counties. I don't really know counties that well. Trust me. I know cities. So that's about it. I don't know. I did a little share this morning from my buddies from Furman. They did that nice little piece. Every generator tells a story. So I shared that. Had a few more people tag us this weekend picking up a new generator for the season. Don't forget to use that 30% off link. It automatically applies the discount. So you don't have to worry about typing in any codes. You just hit that right there, 30% off. And get yourself a new... Oh, this is the one I wanted to show. Look at that. They actually have it on this. That's awesome. So they make this has even got a bottle opener on it. Let's see if I can find it right here. Let's see. Where's the normal series? Probably performance series, maybe. There it is. Check this out. So this one's even on sale. I don't know if my discount would apply to that. Probably not. But look at this thing. It's red, white, and blue, man. It's awesome. So if you just see a simple old generator, right? This one's all wrapped in American flags. I've seen it a year or so back. This isn't new. They've had it for a while. But isn't that say more America? So you can get your red, white, and blue Furman Power Equipment generator. And I don't know if Jason watches every day, but the one I saw had a bottle opener on it. I don't know, Jason, if you're watching, does it still have a bottle opener on it? It was on the side or the back or something. I thought it was pretty funny. Probably shouldn't drink around generators. But anyway. All right. Bob, it's it. Yep. Should be nice. Mary Carol, good morning. Surf. Let's talk about the surf. That's cool, Richard or Andrew Richmond. Yeah. So first thing I do in surf, for me, I usually look at the fact that we don't have any. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We really don't have any weather systems. Usually the Euro is pretty good with wave forecasts. So we'll do southeast. Take a look at someone asking specifically about some surf forecast, and this is through Monday. I don't know. Not a lot cooking. Very little. I mean, the winds are going to be incoming, at least. A little bit here for the Outer Banks, maybe. This is tomorrow. But, yeah, I mean, nothing really out of the normal. So, yeah, not like huge expected. There's really no weather systems out there to really push the winds and waves up. So blues are, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you'd have to get into greens to show 8 foot. And then I also have these little guys here we can take a look at. These are a good little website called stormsurfing.com. Uses kind of the same data, but you can go out 90 hours, 102 hours, and 150 hours. This is all the way to next week. Not really a lot cooking. Here's through the 4th. There's the 5th. A little bit of winds coming into Texas. But yeah, nothing really showing. But at least there are winds from the south. So. Good morning, Miss Jennifer Countryman. How you doing? Holly Mills, happy 4th. Anyway, nothing normal about being from Florida, Joel. No. All right, that's about it. I can't think of anything else. We're going to keep watching weather, not a lot out there. We talked a little bit about tropics, just a lot about tropics. Things just kind of patiently waiting for anything to pop up. Long range global tropics hazards map showing, increased juice in the middle Atlantic. But, there was some long-range Euro maps showing maybe something out here middle of the month, but let's take a look at the dust map. See what the latest incoming dust looks like. And I know we had that chance. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow, because we were watching this little plume. So definitely got some Saharan dust entering the Western Caribbean right now. Some of that might make it into the Gulf tomorrow and Wednesday. Wow. Look at those plumes of dust. Very normal. But look. Oh, man. Look at this second one. All right. So here's tomorrow. Another big old plume of dust entering the Caribbean tomorrow. And that one might roll its way across the Caribbean and maybe make South Florida and Bahamas later in the week. This is the 7th. That was looking pretty thick. So South Florida, Bahamas, 7th and 8th. You could see that plume. And then look at this big old guy. Man, a big one hitting the Caribbean next 9th, about 5-6 days from now. So there's another big plume of dust rolling across the Caribbean, man. And that one might make the U.S. Crazy. My Fox Hurricane's got a good one, too. This one's a little more dramatic as far as showing you the thickness. This is where we're at. Here's tomorrow. So let's stop it. Stop. Let's rewind it. Here's today. How do I inch forward? One frame at a time. All right. So here's that pocket of dust we're talking about, July 4th. It could make its way to Texas, might spin its way up to the upper Gulf Coast tomorrow into Wednesday. But look at this next one coming in. This one only goes out to the 5th. But definitely some more thick dust later in the week here rolling towards us here. So, and then there's another plume coming. All this is usually fed by these strong winds originating across Africa and pick it up and bring it across the Atlantic. There is a dust map actually on Null School too. It should be Sal maybe. Precipitable water. Let's see, UVI. Misery index. What the hell is a misery index? Oh, here it is. Particles. There it is. Okay. So this is more of a live look at the dust in the atmosphere and where it's at. You can see our little wave down here. But there's the dust. Heavy concentration on the backside. So you're getting a lot to the Caribbean right now. Some of this is going to make its way up and towards Texas and the upper Gulf tomorrow and Wednesday. Then we got a big one. This little guy right here. This is the one to keep an eye on. This little guy right here. It's going to roll itself through the end of the week. That'll be interesting to watch. Could actually make us here in Florida. That'll be interesting. All right. So we still got some weather heat alerts for heat. This is today, tomorrow, and Wednesday down in the south, upper Gulf towards Mississippi. Some down in Florida still, 7.3, 7.4, so they're still calling for heavy heat. Heat indexes today are pretty stout, even though we're not under any heat warnings. This is through the 4th. Heat indexes for today. We can take a look at heat index. Let's look at what we're looking at possible for heat index today. So there's still quite a bit. Let's pull this one up. So here for today, look at this, man. So Carolina, this is pretty big. Carolina, it's 107 along the Atlantic there. 106 close to Charleston, Myrtle Beach. 107 close to Savannah and Brunswick there. 102, 104. So these are heat indexes for today. Monday. 103 for Tampa. Hundreds for Louisiana and New Orleans area. So there might not be watches and warnings, but that's pretty hot today. So. Pat, any idea of the weather change for Northeast? No, I think a lot of it has to do with that jet stream pattern. You know, we're locked into this flow of, you know, moisture your way. I mean, here's tomorrow, you know, more of the same. It might lighten up a little bit on Wednesday. Long range, you can look at some of the stuff here on Tropical Tidbits too to get an idea. Basically, moisture, and you know, you just see multiple rounds just keep on rolling in. Here's another one. I mean, here's July 7th, July 8th. There's another one next Monday. So I mean, you're just getting multiple rounds of storms. So our next low is setting up here over the Great Lakes over the weekend. Might pull up to the north Monday, but you can just see that weather pattern kind of consistent, showing that frontal lines and northeast, more like a winter pattern almost. Crazy, I know, right? Heck, they were at the NASCAR race. They were all wearing jackets. All the NBC crew, man. Everybody was wearing windbreakers and jackets and. Hey Joe, good question. I don't know about well, you're right about the humidity. I do know that dust eventually sinks because they get a lot of air quality alerts in the Caribbean, and I've saw pictures and stuff in prior years where it actually lands on cars and carports and stuff. So it does make the surface. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I've had locals tell me it's awful. Like it'll cover everything. So. Hey, they're from Puerto Rico, Beach 12366. Yeah, well, you don't really have a lot. I don't really have a lot talking about for you guys. This wave might try to make it some. It's gonna be close if it gets anything to you. If you do, this wave right here might get some rain to Puerto Rico and Hispaniola a couple days. Slow moving wave. You can track it on the surface charts here too, like. Here's your 48-hour surface chart. It's showing the wave right here. So, could bring you some juice a couple days. Tomorrow and Wednesday. You can follow precipitable water maps too a lot of times and see a little better idea where some of that moisture is going to go. So if we go here, look at precipitable water map. All right. Oh man, it's missing out on what I wanted to see. Well, there's a precipitable water map, but it cuts off. I want to do the whole Caribbean. All right, so where we're at now, here's that wave. This is a day ago. This hasn't been updated, but there's that wave, and you'll see the moisture. So yellow's a little dry, reds are moisture. And you kind of just follow along. It's going to end up rain tomorrow, and it will make Jamaica. It looks like this is more Wednesday, Thursday right here. And there might be another round over the weekend. And it's kind of cool to see. All right, so you snapshot right here. This is the water precipitable map. So this is the wave right here that we're watching right here. Always slide down and hit that stupid thing. All right, so we got to go around the markers. All right, so here's the wave now that's apparent. But then this is the one coming off Africa now. They're usually about 7 days away. And you can follow along this wave coming off Africa through the week, and then it kind of like gets close to the islands over the weekend. And here's the next wave after that. So this is over the weekend. Might be another round 7 days from now. You guys deal with weather. So, like, when we get cold fronts in the wintertime here, it's usually almost a week apart. Kind of like, you get one on Friday, you get one next Friday. You know, it's like, so your waves are about the same weather pattern. Here's Monday and next Sunday, Monday. So about 6 days apart. Then there's the next one right there. So it does appear this wave, this next juicy wave, this little guy right here, will make it across. But whether or not it organizes, who knows. July is typically slow. I always like pulling up this map, historical map. It kind of tells you the earliest storms on season. So our average first hurricane of the year is August 11th. Always a reminder that over the last 30 years, 1991 to 2020, the average date for the first hurricane in the Atlantic was August 11th. First major hurricane on average is September. So two months from now, the first average major hurricane. Average first name system is usually June the 20th. Second name system, this is an interesting stat. Look at this right here. So our average second name system over the last 30 years is July 17th. So we technically have had 4 systems. They've only named 3 of them. The next name after Cindy is what? Dawn? I think. Dawn. So we had Arlene in the Gulf. We had Brett. We had Cindy at the same time. And then our next name is Dawn. They did classify a system in January that we showed before, but it was pretty healthy looking. It looked very tropical. So they went back and re-examined it, and they did classify it as AL1 of the season, but they didn't give it a name. So we are actually technically going to be on storm number 5 with the name number 4. So it's a little deceiving. Bay News 9 water temps. We just saw a bunch of these, but I like to link. If you go to Bay News 9, they have a lot of great tropical links here. Tons of them you can check out. There's our high pressure right there, smack dab over us here, keeping things kind of dry. This actually enables the flow. The winds are so stagnant that most of this stuff's going to happen right there today. All right. Well, anyway, hey, we might make it an hour. I always try to make it an hour. We're at 10:12. We'll make it an hour. Let's put it right here. So, anyway, the misery forecast. Valerie says, I know one thing, our air conditioner is running like nonstop. Carl Williams, good morning, Panama City. I love your town. Say hi to Mr. Mayor Mark Sheldon for me. We're going to be up there in a couple weeks for a big softball tournament. So we're excited about that. Going to hit all the joints. Good, what's up, Miss Jonathan Hayden? Twilla Cat, south of Myrtle Beach. It's hot, I know. Let's put on the old temperature map here and see what everybody's doing. I think we have a heat index on this one too. Let's go southeast real quick, since we have people chiming in. All right, so here's your current temps. Yeah, no doubt, it's already hot. What the heck's up with that? It's already 86. 87 is already 80, 88 West Palm, 88 down there in Naples, 89 in the Key West. Heat index already 98 in Tampa, 98 in Oldsmar, or Orlando. 102 down in Naples. 104 heat index already in Key West. 102 in Miami. Across Carolinas is in the middle 90s now. Myrtle Beach looks like it's about 96 heat index right now. 10 in the morning. New Orleans heat index 95. Mobile 97. Pensacola 96. Panama 95. These are current heat indexes, man. Dew point 78. They're not. No, I guess that's pretty bad actually. Upper 80s. 80 Miami dew point. Hot. John, I cannot do a long fart notice. Teslas have a fart horn, if you're curious. Smoke's finally cleared in Southwest Virginia. That's cool to know, Ben. Yeah, I think we're over that for the time being. Yeah. So, look at that next plume coming down though for the upper northwest. So there's some more coming down. We saw those fires last week. So you're gonna have a little bit of smoke up there, Washington today. Zoom.earth has a great map. You can track along the fires. So look at all these fires up here in Canada. It's unbelievable, man. How could you have so many forest fires? Look at this. Look at this Donnie Creek fire. 1 million acres out of control. 1 million acres. I'd like to just have 1 acre of land. There's another 1 million acres. There's 4, 7. I mean, look at all these fires. And unfortunately, with this low spinning here, that's why we're going to see more smoke later today and tomorrow for the northwest as it blows in all these smokes. More smoke on the way for the northwest parts of the U.S. All these fires up here. Look at that. That's incredible. I think they've run out of trees. I'd like to have 1 acre and a few of them logs for my fire pit. A bag of firewood's like $8 now. That's unbelievable. Might be cheaper to just buy a tree and cut it down. All right, we got 2 minutes. Oh, what else can we talk about? I don't know. Hurricane's quiet. Anything new and exciting? No new links to share. I did go through the list the other day, though. And which ones did I go through? I can't remember now. I think I went through this one. I did. Okay, so hurricane helpful links. I went through these. There was only 3 that didn't work, actually. But these are a lot of them that have been sent to me over the years. People ask me to link them, and I'm like, okay. So there's a bunch of them here. Red Cross safety checklist, STEM challenge for kids, pet disaster preparedness, pet safety. You know, hide from the wind, basement flood guide. There's a lot of good stuff on here. Helping those with disabilities. I think that was my new one that just was sent to me local. So a lot of great links on here that I try to share when people ask me to. So this is a local site about helping those with disabilities during a storm, special needs. So it's a great site. It's the last one on there. It's right here, helping those with disabilities. So you can find all this stuff, but I did go through all these and they're all up to date. Here's where we're at in June or July, typical places that we see tropics. And definitely not the Caribbean. Definitely not the Atlantic. Usually an old frontal line will get going here off the east coast and race off to the northeast. So anyway, all right, just no other wood or any areas, any wood. Long story, goodbye. Moniker from Corpus, appreciate it. How's old Texas doing? Texas is dry. Joel Harrison, see you, buddy. Good morning and goodbye. Happy birthday, Gunner. Douglas, I hear you, man. It's hot. I just put up the current heat index is 100 plus at 10 in the morning across a large chunk of the southeast. So, it's deceiving when I posted the heat warning map because it's still hot. Katie, it's a lab. Yeah, we had a lab. I do not miss picking up that dog hair. They do. Hey, Jake, over there, I just saw your comment. Pacific hurricane didn't last that long. The El Nino is not as strong. I did read a lot of discussion about the El Nino. They're not really 100% on the level of it, right? Correct. So I think the water temperatures are the biggest influencer in the tropics at this point. Hotter water, more storm potential, and that's kind of what everybody's thinking about. The water temperatures might have a chance to offset any effects El Nino has. So we'll see about that for sure. So, all right. Well, we did it. Hopefully you got little tidbits here and there out of today's little show. I think that's about it. I get a little stir crazy on these slow weather days because there's no storms expected anywhere. Just normal thunderstorm stuff across Carolinas there later today. So just pay attention. If you got any July 4th plans, or tonight, if there's any fireworks tonight, let's zoom in on the Carolinas real quick. Just kind of keep your eye open. Things are going to be rolling in west to east. And then we'll be able to look at tomorrow's forecast here now that it's all loaded. So here's tonight. Unfortunately, if you got any fireworks plans this evening, Monday, you can see pretty much heavy, all the way up through Virginia here. We've got storms kind of developing this afternoon. Middle state, part of the state. Tomorrow, July 4th, we start today here. Very little activity out there in the morning tomorrow, July 4th. Very little throughout the day. There is some stuff coming up from the Gulf, though. That's interesting. Look at that. A little bit of storms rolling in off the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow around noontime. And then, normal afternoon stuff kind of popping tomorrow, 5 o'clock. So daytime heating comes up. Boom. Making fireworks. Boom. Boom. Middle part of Florida again tomorrow. Not a lot along the, at least west central. There's some down south of Fort Myers, maybe Naples. But we're just kind of normal. There's really no organized weather system. The only thing that's interesting is this little thing coming up from the Gulf tomorrow. Right here. That's just wrapping around the backside of that high pressure area. Pretty much. So here that is. Let's take a look at that. Zoom it in really close. This is moisture wrapping around that high tomorrow. Makes sense, right? We talk about this all the time. Here's your high pressure. Pretty fascinating stuff here. High pressure is going to be parked over the northeast part of the Gulf tomorrow. So we'll kind of see it here. Let's go to 700. You should be able to see it a little better maybe. Yeah, it's weak. But anyway, in a nutshell, the reason we got some storms showing up on the radar tomorrow morning is this. Our highs here, basically, we're going to flow around it. It's coming up. So that's your weather pattern, why we're getting some storms showing up for tomorrow. So there'll be juice on the backside of this high rolling up, fueling off of those warm waters. So that's, so might have a little July 4th popcorn storms out there brewing, making its own little fireworks. And this is for the 4th. May the 4th be with you. 4th. That's a 9, but oh well. All right, well, we got friends in town. We're going to go eat some dinner tonight. Tomorrow we're going to the Rays game at 4 o'clock. So if anybody's at the Rays game, we're going to be there. Excited that they're playing on the 4th. So we'll be there. Tailgating. So if I see you, we'll say hi. All right, we'll definitely be live tomorrow. Rest of the week. No more days off for a little bit. I am going away to Panama for a big softball World Series for Emily. So we'll probably be off a few days there in the middle part of July. I'll let you know when that is. We might do live occasionally like I did mobile last time. We're staying at the same place. So we'll definitely be live. It just might not be every day during that week. And I can't remember the name of it. Or when we're going, actually. I think it's the 16th. I'm sorry about my chair starting to squeak. I'm getting old. So, Shelly and all, we're leaving the 60th. So, the week of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It'll be sporadic that week. 17 on, yep. And this is where we stayed at. We're staying at there again. This is where I stayed at during the Gulf Coast Jam. It's called the Bubbles Beach Bungalow. A cute little house. Perfect. We had 2 couples there. It's beautiful. Panama City Beach. Very affordable. Dog friendly. Has a little cleanup area in the back for your dog. Fenced in. Got a cool little outside little bar area. So that's where we're going to be at. Let me see if I can see that picture of the outside area. It's really cool looking. There, look at that. Yeah, you got your own outside tiki bar. It's so awesome. So we decided to go back. But I had my mobile studio set up in that. I got a cool little setup now. So we'll be live a couple days that week at least. All right. All right, see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow, Shelly. No fireworks until later. Cheers. Squeak. I gotta fix that. Drive me crazy.